All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? We are going to tackle one of those huge, age-old questions. What's the real deal with money and happiness? You know the one. We've all heard it a million times. It's one of those sayings that just sounds true, right? Like it's some kind of fundamental law of the universe that we're all supposed to just accept. But what if it's not? What if we actually push back on that a little bit? Or maybe, just maybe, the truth is way more nuanced than that. So let's do it. Let's put that old cliche right under the microscope. I mean, let's get really honest about what it actually feels like day in and day out when you don't have enough money. Seriously, think about it for a second. Can you really, truly be happy? Can you just relax and enjoy life if you're constantly stressed about making rent, or figuring out how you're going to afford groceries this week, or what happens if you get a surprise doctor's bill? The reality is, that kind of constant financial stress, it's like a wall. It makes it almost impossible to enjoy anything else, no matter how great that other stuff might be. And this is where we get to the heart of it, the real power of money. It isn't about fancy cars or designer clothes. It's about three really basic but huge things: freedom, security, and choice. So we've got to kind of reframe how we think about money. It's not the prize at the end of the game. It's more like a tool. You know, it's the hammer and nails you use to build a life that feels stable and secure and, yeah, fulfilling. So what does this tool actually get you? Well, it gets you the freedom to pick a job you actually care about, not just one you have to take to pay the bills. It's the security of knowing your family's going to be okay. It's access to education, having a safe place to live, maybe even being able to travel and see a bit of the world. Look, these aren't crazy luxuries, right? These are the absolute building blocks of a good life. Let's make this super clear. Picture two people. Person A is just trying to survive every single day. They're stressed, they're worried, and their options are, well, they're really limited. Now, person B, they have enough, they can cover their needs, and because of that, they can face the world feeling a lot more relaxed, more confident. Now, who do you think has a better shot at actually being happy? This isn't about being greedy. It's just being real. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. What about that other saying, the best things in life are free? And you know what? Let's talk about that. And let me be super clear, that is 100% true. Of course it is. The most profound joy we ever feel comes from love, from our friends and family, and from the incredible experiences we get to share. But here's the tough question. How easy is it to really nurture those relationships, or to even have those amazing experiences when you're broke? Because the thing is, even those priceless moments often come with a very real price tag. You want to take your family out for a nice dinner to celebrate something? That's not just about the food, it's about making a memory, but it costs money. That epic road trip with your best friends? You need gas, you need food. Heck, even just buying a small gift to show someone you care, or being able to help out a friend who's in a tough spot. All those wonderful acts of connection, they're just so much easier when you have a little financial breathing room. So where does that leave us? It's not that money is happiness. Not at all. It's that money builds the foundation that you can then build your happiness on top of. You see, all the good stuff, personal growth, amazing relationships, chasing your passions, that stuff doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It really needs a stable, secure environment to grow. It needs a solid base. Let's stick with that house metaphor because it works really well. Think of it this way. Financial stability, that's your concrete foundation. It has to be there, has to be solid. Then, on top of that, you put up the walls. Those are your security and your choices. And once the walls are up, you can finally put on the roof. And the roof, that's your relationships, your personal growth, all that amazing stuff. And when it's all done, what do you have? You have a home. You have happiness. All right, let's wrap this up with one last idea. One final metaphor that I think really drives the point home. It's this idea that you can't pour water into an empty cup. And for most of us, a life without money, well, it's an empty cup. Money is what puts something in the cup, so you have something to work with. So let's be crystal clear about the final takeaway here. The goal is not to just chase money for the sake of having more money. That's completely missing the point. No, the point is that money isn't the goal. It builds the path to the goal. It's the thing that clears away all the stress and the constant struggle, so you finally have the freedom to actually walk down the path toward the life you want. And that really just leaves one final question, a big one, for you to think about. If money's job is to build the path, what does that path to happiness actually look like for you?